Hi, my name is Colette Rabba and I'm with Orion Realty. I'm a residential real estate broker in the GTA West, an income property specialist, and an investor myself. The reason why Araceli and I like to do this show is because we're both investors and we love to give great information to viewers and listeners just like you.
Welcome everyone. This is Araceli, Transition Wealth Advisor and real estate investor in the US and Canada. And today in my chat with Colette, we have an interesting subject as usual. But before that, I really like to ask you to make sure that you like our channel and follow us so we can continue to give you more value. Colette, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, of course. Yes, please subscribe and follow and like and comment. We always love to hear your questions, and that's why we do the show. My name is Colette Rabba. I am a residential real estate broker in the GTA. I like to work West End, so anywhere from Etobicoke all the way to Burlington is my favorite hotspot. And you know how wonderful real estate prices are these days. So if you have any questions about anything, what your house is worth, how much, if you're looking to buy, please, it's a quick phone call. So love to help you out. I am here with my friend Araceli. And we really like to give information about not just real estate, but finances and how you can manage your finances, take care of your finances, so you can go and buy houses and income properties.
That's right.
The first thing, as Araceli likes to say, everything touches money. So that's what our subject is about today. And tell us the title of the show.
Well, the title today is 3 Things to Master in Your Financial Life. And the reason that I put this is if you don't do anything else at all, if you master these 3 things, you'll be okay. Whether you're a real estate investor or want to become a real estate investor or just simply want to manage your financial life.
Everything touches money. I know you love saying that. I can hear it. I can hear you in my ear.
All the time. But when you look at it, you know what? One day I really came to look at what's happening, and no matter what you do, you're always touching money in one way or another.
Right.
And every decision that you make, that's exactly what's happening.
Right. And when it comes to, now I have clients coming to me, an older clientele, which is nice because they're coming to me and saying, listen, we don't want to sell our house, but we don't know what to do. We need to figure out how to age in place. And if your finances aren't, this is the thing, it's very hard to think, okay, here in the now is easy to think that, but it's really hard to think of the future. And this is why I love talking to Araceli, because she tells me, don't think of just now. You might be okay now, but what's going to happen when you stop working? You don't have an income coming in. So that's why we're talking about what we're doing today too, is how to set yourself up for a good future, not just for today.
So one of the things that I noticed as a wealth advisor, I tell you, because I see so many people, is that the longer you plan ahead, the wealthier you are. So think about this again. So the longer you plan, so you have to get used to planning the longer.
Right, when you're really young. Yeah, exactly. The younger, the better.
Exactly. And this is exactly what is happening right now, that a lot of younger people, they say, I still have a lot of time. And guess what? I was 25 years, not too long ago.
Right.
And what happened? I don't know what happened. The time went by.
Right. But it's also when you're thinking, and I actually remember too, when I first got married and we were saving to buy a house, and then we had kids, and then all our savings went to the kids. Or the savings went to, mortgage rates went up. Or the savings went to whatever, we wanted to upgrade a car or whatever, or fix the bathroom. So this money that we were thinking, okay, this is going to go into our retirement, unless you put it away, it's so easy to touch it. Yeah. It's so easy to use it, so why not?
So the 3 things today is, I'm not going to talk about retirement, but about the things that you could do today to start mastering things in the future. So let me share my screen.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to this. It's so important, really, and we can't hear it enough. And I know, you must have clients that say, oh, you're telling everybody to save, but it's not just about savings, right?
No, it is a combination of many things, because there's two things that you have to think in your financial life. First of all, the long-term planning,
Okay.
and the today planning, because you have to live today. You have to buy things today. You're paying for your mortgage today. You're paying for your food today. So you cannot, get rid of that. You also
Right.
have to plan for the today and the tomorrow. So it's a combination. So
Okay.
the first thing is, there's three things. Like, if you cannot do anything else, make sure that you understand what a network statement is and have yours updated constantly, your lifestyle cost, and your cash flow. These are the three things that are going to affect you the most. Okay, go ahead, Colette.
Okay, so even just the number one thing, the net worth statement, when you say do it often, how often is often?
I would say at least every year.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, determining my net worth. I kind of think I know how much I'm worth, but what does that mean?
Okay, so basically this is what it is. It's your financial report card. It's like when you're going to school.
Okay.
You get an A, B, C, D. You know what that means, that you did well or not, right?
But I think I'm worth $1 million. Does that count?
Well, this is the perceived value, but the actual value, you really have to put it on paper, right?
Okay.
And this is how you measure your financial health. A lot of people think that they're worth a lot, but when you put it together, then it's not the same, right?
Because you're also looking at your debt that you have.
Exactly. So this is my point exactly. A lot of people concentrate, and I have a lot of clients that they are looking to become a real estate investor, or they're already investors, and they say, well, I have 3 or 4 properties.
Right.
But when I look at their liabilities, which is their debt, whether it's their mortgages and any unsecured debt, could be a line of credits, any credit cards,
Car
right?
payments.
Car payments, student loans, all of that counts. So when you put it against it, then you know what you're really worth. And so people make quite a bit of money. They own a lot of properties, but their debt is bigger than what they own.
Okay. Makes me bite my nails. Makes me so nervous.
And that's why I'm telling you, the one thing that you always need to master, and people think, well, I don't have a house. Why would I need a network statement? That is the totally wrong attitude, because if you don't have it, you need to understand what you have today so you can start planning to accumulate more assets. There is a saying, what you concentrate on expands. So if you don't know where you are, you'll never get a bigger net worth.
Right, and I think from speaking, not from my own perspective, but I know many people, they're just afraid to know. They don't want to see this.
Yes.
But I like the saying, and I believe in it, and it always makes me move forward in my own life when it's the devil you know.
Yes.
It's better to know what you're up against instead of this whole scared, how much debt do I have? I really have no idea, and I really don't want to go down that road. But at least if you know, it's exactly what you said. Then you know you can start repairing it, repair your credit, pay down that debt, maybe sell a couple of those properties to reduce your liabilities.
Exactly. And this is a combination, because, you have a lot of assets, but you also have a lot of liabilities. At the end of the day, they cancel each other.
Right.
Right? And I always ask people, if you're going on a diet and you have 3 meals that are exactly prepared, you have the right protein, lots of veggies and everything, and you eat them perfectly. But during the day, you're eating chocolates and sodas and cakes. Would that count as a good diet? Probably not, right? It cancels it out.
Right. No, you can't. And it's the same thing. I was hoping you were going to say, you eat some garbage, not things good for you, but then you exercise and then they cancel each other out. No, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. So, if people are concentrating and say, well, I'm not losing weight, but they're not looking at all the other things. It's the same thing that being financially healthy. So you have to concentrate on reducing your debt as increasing your assets at the same time. So that's the this one here, which is very important. And basically, you start from there.
Yeah.
The next one is you calculate your life cost.
Oh, sorry. Can we go back? Because
Yes.
I think we need to do a show on something, just that alone. See your liabilities where it says unsecured and secured. I would love for you to talk about it, but at a later date.
Yeah, this
Remember
is just
that.
basic, a really high level. If you guys out there have questions of why secured debt, what is unsecured debt, we can talk about it as well.
Yes, please. Yeah, that would be great.
So the next one is calculate your lifestyle cost. And this is what a lot of people will call it a budget. I don't like to call it that because everybody has different lifestyle cost. And by that, I mean, what kind of car you drive, what kind of house you live in, do you rent, do you own, do you buy Starbucks coffee every day? Or
I think budget has a bad connotation.
Yes.
People, oh my gosh, I have to be on a budget, but it's not bad. Yeah.
It is not bad at all. And basically, you need to tally up everything that you are doing, right? People that have pets, it's a totally different lifestyle, right? Because now you have to get all of these little things for that. The food is very important because some people, they like to eat organic food.
And some people eat out a lot.
Exactly.
That number is going to be much higher than if you cook every day.
Correct. And, some people like to get more massages than other people, right?
Yeah, I hear ya.
All of these things that they need to be added up because at the end of the day, you need to know what it is.
Right. And those bad habits, believe it or not, they catch up with you. Drinking wine. A bottle of wine is what, $20 at least? Yeah. Around $20? Maybe there's cheaper wine, but let's just
smoking
say,
as well.
You know how much a pack of cigarettes is?
I got no idea. I don't smoke.
I think it's $20 a pack. So
really?
Imagine if you're smoking a pack, not even a pack a day, but even just a pack a week. 52 weeks. What's the math? So really, if you're thinking about being, careful with your money, these are all habits. You don't need these things. You don't need the new pair of running shoes every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I look at my kids. There's Amazon packages all the time. What is it? What could you possibly be needing?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
I know, because it's now convenient, right? And now if you need something, you just order it.
Everything is just at your fingertips. Yeah.
Correct. So basically, it will give you something like this, right? This is just a quick example. Your housing expenses, transportation, personal insurances, and so on, which it'll tell you how much you need to have, and your cash flow. Obviously, that has to be measured against your net income. And it will tell you quickly, at least the way I do it, where is it going? What is the biggest expense that you have, right? In this case here, for most people would be their housing, right?
Yeah, right.
And it'll tell you if you are in the green or if you're in the red.
Oh, that's excellent. And gas these days, holy smokes.
Well, I know, it's terrible, right?
Yeah.
And the last one that a lot of people don't talk about it is optimize your cash flow. And basically what that is the money coming in versus the money going out. And as you've seen in the previous slide, all of the expenses, all of them, they have a due date. Your gas is due on the 18th, and your rent or your mortgage is due on the 1st, and then you have your insurances on the 5th, and so on.
Right.
So what happens is, depending on how you get paid, you need to time that money to make sure that the money is there when that big expense is coming out.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people the same way. They run into a lot of trouble because they don't time. They say, oh, I got $2,000 in my bank account. And they go out and spend money. And then something happens and they forgot about this and this and this bill that had come out. And now they don't have enough money in there. So that's why it's so important. And actually, this is one of the reasons that a lot of people want to become investors, because they don't have enough cash flow. And cash flow is important for today's, right?
Right. Well, and that's the thing. And that's why I think that the way the real estate market was, because the mortgage rates were so low, people were taking their debt from their credit cards and putting it onto either HELOC or on their mortgage. and, you know, reducing their debt, which is really good, but then you still have to decide what you're going to do in the future to get that money coming back in, right? To say, okay, fine, I'm reducing my interest debt payments, but you still have debt. So that is really important to figure those numbers out. And that's why you need somebody like Araceli to talk you through it, to explain this is what, and she'll come up and say, this is what you need to come up with every month.
Yeah.
So I think that's very, very valuable, and I think everybody should do it.
So those are the three things. Like if you don't do anything else, if you're scared about your finances, those three things are fairly easy to do and to manage. But the one thing is you have to be aware. You have to be aware of what's happening. If you feel that you're struggling,
right,
then now you need to sit down and say, okay, what am I doing? First of all, my net worth, what is my net worth? Then what are my expenses? Am I missing something? Because, you know, if you have Netflix, if you have Spotify, little things that come out every month,
right?
They might not look like a lot, but at the end of the day, it adds up at the end of the month, and therefore you're going to be short that amount of money.
Right, right.
Which is going to affect your cash flow. So that is all tied together. So if you have trouble with this, let me know. I'll be happy to walk you through what you need to do, but don't be scared. This is the thing. It's better to face it because it's not as bad as people think.
I agree 100%.
So that's why. I wanted to put this together because everybody that wants to become an investor, they need to do this exercise.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, when you did it with me, like, so Araceli, I'm actually her client, one of her clients. When she did it with me, it was something that I really needed to do, and it was not something that I really wanted to do. But when you have someone else walk you through it, it's so helpful. I don't know what it is, why you can't, you know, there's these mental barriers people have about money. And if you have someone with you and helping you through it, it's much easier, and it really helps you reduce your stress. At the end of the day, it will simplify your life so you have a clear path. You know what you're doing. You know what you want to do. This is your plan. This is the path. This is what I need to do. So the clarity alone is worth it. So I highly recommend it to anybody. I highly recommend Araceli to any, because you don't make it scary. Like, you actually are very gentle.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've developed already templates that I just ask you questions that people say, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, right. I forgot about that. And then you have it all there.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment. It's just you have to be aware of what's there, because then you can plan ahead with that.
Yeah, no, you're wonderful. There's no judgment. So I do. I really recommend anybody to go through that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So please just make sure that if you feel that you're struggling, do these exercises. They're very simple. If not, reach out. I'll be able to help you out very quickly with this. And one thing that I said to people, you know, if you don't go constantly to the doctor and you have a pain, do you want to wait until they say, well, sorry, you have cancer, we can't do anything for you?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. So this is the same thing.
Right.
This will diagnose yourself, where you are, what are you lacking, what is going on.
And you know what?
You have the opportunity to fix it.
That's the key. I love that, because I think so many people think they can only do this one thing. That's their only option. But when it comes to your finances, and we're so lucky we live in a country that we can invest in different things. We can put our money in different things. It's secured. Our banks are secured. Like, this is, you know, if you're in Canada, but there's so many countries, even today, that it's terrifying to think, like, you know, the government's just going to go and, you know, do whatever they want. And I've heard it from other people in our lifetimes that their governments have not been kind to their finances, and that's why people are so afraid, I think, too, that they hear these stories and they can't trust anybody, or they can't trust big banks, and they think, oh, well, you know, my money's not secure. So, but talking to somebody like Araceli, she will tell you where to put your money, you know, what's the best way to, if you have $10,000 extra, if you have some money that you want to put somewhere, she'll help you. She'll say, these are your options. Yeah. And then you can decide where to put it. So,
exactly. The most important thing here is to be aware and to get started. That's the thing. That's the hardest part of everything.
Send it to me. Send it to me. That's what you should do with all your money. Just send it to me.
Exactly.
And that'd be nice.
That's right. So just to recap what we see, if you want to get better at your finances, there's 3 things that I really highly recommend that you get good at it.
Yeah.
Your network statement, get your lifestyle costs figured out, and figure out your cash flow. And that is it for today. So thank you, Colette, for being here. And I hope you guys got value. And please remember to subscribe so we can bring you more videos like this. And please ask us questions as well. So
thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like more information or if you have any questions, please go to my website at www.coletterabba.com.